They told you to follow your heart, a simple, seductive piece of advice, whispered from every corner of our culture. It sounds like freedom, doesn't it? The ultimate permission to be guided by impulse, by the fleeting whims of emotion. They presented your heart as an infallible compass, a perfect guide through the wilderness of life. But they never warned you that a heart without a map, without a true north of purpose and logic, is just a vessel lost at sea. They never told you that following your feelings often leads you in circles, chasing temporary highs while your true potential remains undiscovered, far from the shore. It was the first thread in a carefully woven tapestry of comforting lies, designed to make you feel good, not to make you good. Then they told you money doesn't buy happiness, and this one felt profound, almost spiritual. It's a half-truth, and the most dangerous lies are always built on a kernel of truth. Of course, currency itself isn't joy. But this phrase was never about spiritual enlightenment. It was engineered to make you complacent, to make you feel virtuous for being broke. It's a tranquilizer for ambition. They didn't want you to understand that money is a tool. It is the resource that buys freedom from wage slavery. It is the power that provides security for your family, that builds schools, that funds visions. By telling you not to pursue it, they weren't saving your soul. They were neutering your power, ensuring you remained a dependent cog in their machine, forever trading your time for just enough to survive, never enough to truly live. They said just be yourself. But what if your current self is a weaker version of who you could be? This advice discourages the very struggle that forges a man's character. They told you, don't be so hard on yourself, giving you an excuse to lower your standards, to accept mediocrity as your fate. And the ultimate sedative, good things come to those who wait. A beautiful lie that encourages passivity, that convinces you to sit by the side of the road and wait for a destiny that is never coming. Greatness is not delivered. It is forged. It is hunted, it is built, brick by painful brick, through effort and sacrifice. They taught you to wait for the storm to pass when you were born to the storm, and we believed it all. We drank it down without question. Why? Because they made the poison sound like wisdom. They wrapped chains in velvet and called it comfort. Every one of those phrases, every hollow platitude, was a weapon of psychological warfare. They were engineered with precision to make men emotional instead of logical, reactive instead of proactive, passive instead of powerful. They are algorithms of control, designed to short-circuit the masculine mind, which thrives on logic, on challenge, on building, on conquering. The world doesn't conquer men with force anymore. The age of swords and shields is over. The modern battlefield is the mind. And the conquest is silent, achieved with ideas that feel good, with philosophies that justify inaction and celebrate weakness. Psychological war cuts deeper than physical. Your body walks free, but your mind stays captive. It is the hottest battlefield, silent and relentless. They built a system that rewards comfort and punishes courage. A gilded cage where the food is plentiful and the bars are soft. A world that offers endless distraction, endless entertainment, endless reasons to stay seated. It punishes the man who dares to stand up, who questions the narrative, who chooses the difficult path of discipline and sacrifice. And so we see a world where men have stopped fighting for greatness because they were told it's okay to be average. A generation of potential kings, pacified into court jesters, entertaining themselves into oblivion, trading their birthright for a cheap dopamine hit. But that illusion, that comfortable, soul-crushing dream, ends today. It ends now. The alarm is ringing, because the real enemy isn't a person or a system. It's not out there. The enemy is the lie you were told, and the lie you started telling yourself. And the first step to winning the war is to see the battlefield for what it truly is. Welcome back, gentlemen. This is RYM-HEYE, where we focus on masculinity, leadership, and discipline. Because when a man becomes strong, disciplined, and a leader, everyone around him benefits. They tell you to follow your heart, but your heart changes every time your emotions do. The system knows this. Modern marketing and psychology prove that emotion drives over 90% of human decisions. When you follow emotion, you buy what they sell, chase what they promote, and react how they want. Real men don't follow emotion. They lead it. Discipline is how you protect your mission from your mood. Emotion can inspire you, but logic builds empires. Money doesn't buy happiness. It's a phrase we've all heard, a piece of conventional wisdom passed down through generations. But have you ever stopped to question its origin? Have you ever considered that this seemingly harmless platitude might be one of the most effective tools of social engineering ever devised? They've repeated this line for decades, weaving it into the very fabric of our culture, not as a piece of spiritual guidance, but as a sedative to keep ambitious men broke and compliant. It's a carefully constructed narrative, a lullaby sung to the aspiring to put their dreams to sleep. They understand a fundamental truth about the human spirit. The pursuit of resources is intrinsically linked to the pursuit of sovereignty. They know that once you stop chasing money, you stop chasing freedom. Not the abstract philosophical freedom debated in classrooms, but the tangible real-world freedom to say no. The freedom to walk away from a job that crushes your soul. The freedom to reject a life path that was chosen for you, not by you. When you abandon the pursuit of financial independence, your choices are no longer your own. They are dictated by your landlord, your creditors, and the quiet desperation of making ends meet. You become a prisoner of circumstance. This programming intensified after World War II. As productivity soared, a critical divergence occurred. Wages began separating from inflation. The worker was producing more but earning less in real terms. To prevent mass unrest, media funded by elite interests began a sophisticated campaign to romanticize poverty. Historical example. In 1929, Edward Bernays staged the Torches of Freedom stunt, paid public relations rebranding female smoking as liberation. It wasn't about freedom, it was funded to drive sales and shape behavior. 1960s, 70s. Industry-funded anti-litter PSAs shifted blame from corporate waste to individual litter bugs. Funding protected profits while reframing the story. That's narrative engineering. Decades of advertiser-friendly sitcoms and ads normalized the bumbling dad, the harmless, incompetent male lead. Softer men sold better to broad audiences. Funding rewarded the trope. Point proven, funded stories mold belief. Always ask who paid and why. Audit the source before you adopt the script. They sold the working man a story, a myth of the noble poor. They told workers that money isn't everything, and that true wealth was found in humility and hard labor. All the while, they were quietly buying the world. They acquired the assets, the companies, the land. They built dynasties on the very productivity they told others not to monetize. They preached the virtue of having less, from penthouses and private jets. Let's cut through the romance and look at the brutal reality. Fact: over 70% of family stress is financial. It's the silent tension at the dinner table, the sleepless nights, the arguments born not of a lack of love, but a lack of options. Money may not be the sole ingredient for happiness, but the lack of it is a guaranteed recipe for misery. The lack of it buys slavery. It chains you to a desk, to a debt, to a life you would not choose if you were truly free. We must redefine our relationship with money. It is not an evil to be avoided, nor a god to be worshipped. Money is not greed. It's a tool. It's a form of stored energy. It's oxygen. It buys you the most valuable commodity on earth. Time. Time to heal. Time to learn. Time to build your vision of the world. It buys you space, not just physical space, but mental space. The clarity to think without the constant, nagging hum of financial anxiety. And most importantly, it buys you the power to walk away from anything and anyone that is fake. Understand this. Poverty is not a virtue. It is not humility. It is a cage. Poverty is control. And the moment you accept this, the moment you reject their programming, is the moment you begin to reclaim your life. Just be yourself. Sounds loving, but it kills evolution. Neuroscience shows that the brain rewires only through challenge. Growth demands discomfort. When they tell you to just be yourself, they're really saying, stay the same. Masculinity is transformation, breaking weakness and building strength. You weren't born finished, you were born unfinished. Don't be yourself. Forge yourself. That's how men rise. Every time you fail, they whisper, don't be so hard on yourself. But pressure is what forges steel. Discipline releases dopamine through progress, not comfort. When you lower your standards, you lower your potential. Pop psychology made mediocrity feel moral. But accountability is not cruelty. It's respect for your potential. The man who demands more from himself becomes the man others depend on. Be hard on yourself because the world already went soft. Patience is a virtue only when paired with movement. History proves it. Inventors, conquerors, prophets, none of them waited, they acted. This phrase spread during the industrial age to keep workers obedient while elites built empires. Waiting trains submission. Action creates destiny. Good things don't come to those who wait. They come to those who hunt. From birth, you're fed a pre-written reality. Ask yourself, is this mine or a script I accepted? The shift begins with one act of courage. Question everything you're told. Do not swallow ideas whole. Every belief becomes a lens. It can turn obstacles into walls or into steps. Train your mind to test ideas, not worship them. Your story is the one you choose to believe. Beliefs aren't thoughts, they are orders. Once authorized, they instruct your nervous system and behavior. Your mind is the commander. Your body follows without debate. Science calls this the placebo effect. When belief says, this will help, the body follows that order. In tests, people are given a sugar pill, no real medicine, and many still feel better. Not the candy, but the belief triggers the response. The opposite is the nocebo. Believe you are doomed, and your biology accelerates the decline. Not only the illness, but the instruction does damage. That is the cost of toxic beliefs. This has been recognized for ages. Some rose without medicine because faith mobilized their bodies. Others withered after accepting sickness as identity. Belief can become a prophecy. The Quran gives a clear path. Stop the sin. Ask Allah to forgive you, then believe He forgave you. That last step matters. If you don't believe you're forgiven, you stay in guilt. You act like the sin still owns you. Believe His mercy, then move forward and obey. Even their belief shapes reality. We will return to it soon. For now, hold the principle. Truth, logic, and disciplined faith create strength, and strength serves everyone. Remember the order. Stop, ask, believe. God tells you to believe so your heart can change. Without belief, you stay stuck. With belief, you walk free and do right. Belief can imprison or free you. If you nurture weakness, fear, or doubt, your actions will prove them true. Refuse that script. Issue better commands. That is why systems of control target belief first. They do not need bars when thoughts can be cages. If they define your identity, they decide your future. But when a man guards his mind, a revolution begins. He audits narratives, starves weak beliefs, and feeds strong ones. From then on, he writes the code of his reality. Command your beliefs to command your world. Choose strength when you feel weak, potential when you have failed, and mercy when you feel lost. Select beliefs like weapons and build your destiny. Rebuild the man, restore the family, redefine the future.